Stream here, hanging out, testing out some JDC stuff. If you don't know, or if you happen to have missed it, please go check it out. It is on our YouTube as well as on our Twitch. We've got our JDC Week 4 draft. This is the final week of the JDC, which is a little sad, if I'm honest. I've really enjoyed this season. I think it's been a lot of fun to have multiple people on, not just Alex and I, although Alex and I did have a very fun time last week. Got my first win. Happy about that. So hopefully we'll be able to beat him again this week and secure our spot in third. But we'll see, of course. I am really excited because we did draft Terror of the Peaks. It was Dealer's Choice Week, so you guys were able to suggest anything, literally anything. And Terror of the Peaks was in there. That really caught my fancy for a number of reasons that we will talk about now. So let's look at the deck. So here's the deal. I'm kind of shoving a couple things together and seeing if it's going to work. This package here, the Terror of the Peaks, Mirror March, Genesis Ultimatum package, are all like the big payoff things. But to help us get there, we have got essentially an Elves build, which feels a little silly. I get it. Like, this is focused heavily in green. Obviously, it's a little bit weird to shove, 2 extra colors into an Elves deck, but hear me out here, because essentially if we can get a Terror of the Peaks down, all of these guys just become absolutely amazing. Not only just because they're elves and they buff each other and do all that kind of stuff, but if we can get extras of them with Mirror March, and especially with the Terror of the Peaks on the field, we can just kind of machine gun down Alex if we get a really lucky flip. Genesis Ultimatum is here to kind of get things out very, very quickly and easily. And then, of course, the Elves portion of it is really here just for the ramp. The idea is that we can get things like Llanowar Elf down, which is going to help us get the green mana for Genesis Ultimatum, and just more Elves. We've got Incubation Druid, which kind of helps fix us for some of these guys. Mirror March, you madman. Quirkspine, I had to. Come on. And then, of course, Elvish Visionary lets us draw through our deck. Dwynen's Elite is really, really good with Mirror March, because if we get a couple extras, the tokens actually stick around, the 1/1 tokens, which is really good. The Elvish Clan Caller is really nice because it can essentially just pull out more of itself. And it's usually pretty easy to get to 6 mana with this, so that's not all that difficult. Marwyn is really here as a big ramper, so essentially just to help us kind of get things going, maybe ramp into a Mirror March or something like that. And then Imperious Perfect is a really good way to buff up these elves and then also spit out more. You'll notice I don't have a sideboard yet. I only found out yesterday what Alex would be drafting with, which is Revel in Riches. A little worried about that, but thankfully things like Reclamation Sage actually fit very well into this deck because it's an elf, so kind of works out. I'm a little excited to see how that goes, but we're gonna test this out. Yes, sure, save. All right, let's try this one out. I do hope that this works out. I don't think it'll be good on the ladder, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try. How's everybody doing today? Quirkspine, I see you in the chat. What are you up to today? Are you having a fantastic Tuesday, I hope? It's been a busy week, been a busy morning, gotten a lot done, but next week is conference week for me, so it will be a bit busier than usual. So hopefully it won't be too bad, but we'll see. Sure, we'll keep. A little bit light on mana here, but that's kind of the idea, because we've got not the idea is not to be light on mana, but it is to have accelerators like Llanowar Elves. We've got the Marwyn in hand as well, so we'll see how this works out. I think we do go for the Marwyn most likely. This just gives us the most theoretical reach next turn. What were you up to this morning, Quirkspine? What were you doing that was so busy? Not to be invasive, just curious. Anything super exciting? Let's see. Yeah, let's do this. We can actually kind of do both here. But we'll see. Get a power boost. Really get a big power boost here, and then I actually think we just attack here. I'm not gonna throw out this. I'm guessing, will have plenty of removal given that they're Dimir. Yeah. So they can block here, and that's fine. Rogue's Mill in Historic. Finished a project. Nice. Is this a project you're able to talk about? Because I would love to know. That's really cool. That's always a good feeling. Whatever the project was, it's always a nice feeling to be able to finish something up. And like, I'm feeling that way a little bit about the JDC right now, just because we're kind of nearing the end. And that's such a special thing. I mean, it's a pretty big accomplishment. Like we've been able to get a lot of awesome people together to have some really fun times. And so I couldn't be happier with the way it's gone. I'm quite excited. Perfect. Yeah, let's get you down, and let's get you down. Do get some counters here. I actually think we don't attack here. This is a little bit troublesome for us, but I think we kind of need to wait until we can go all out. Also, a card that I thought about putting in here is Craterhoof Behemoth. I kind of opted not to because I don't really think we need it, if that makes sense. I mean, it works great in the Elves deck, but it doesn't really work with Terror. I mean, it's fine with Terror of the Peaks. It's very good, but it's not really the goal. And so I stuck to this game plan. We'll see if that works. It may not, but I do think it was worth exploring without the Craterhoof. Sure. That's fine. What's all in our graveyard? Oh, they did hit Incubation Druid, which is a little not annoying by any means, but definitely a card that we didn't want them to hit. Ooh. Okay. Well, that was very good. We just throw this out there, I suppose. And I actually don't think we attack here. We're kind of light on the aggression this game, and we're lacking the blue here for the Genesis Ultimatum. And maybe this is something we need to consider, is potentially adding some extra blue-green sources. But that's not, this is based on one game, so let's not go too crazy quite yet. Let's give this a try. Well, there's a Mirror March. They've only got 1 mana left over for a counter here, so not incredibly worried there. And we'll pass. A little worried we're just going to get beaten before we can do too much, though, I will say. Mirror March can always, like, secure up a win, but you never know for sure, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit hectic, but we'll see. Also, just a quick reminder, we do have a few packs left over. If anybody would like to subscribe to the channel that is not already, we would love to open up a pack in your name. I know we've got a few people in chat, but I believe all of you guys are subscribed, but just as a quick reminder for everyone. I'm going to say no blocks. The only reason being here, if we do get like a channeler or something along those lines, it's really nice to be able to pump everything up and then swing in. Especially if we get multiples of them. Oh, no. So terrible. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're not technically dead, but we're kind of dead. But we do have to try. Probably should have blocked with just 1 here, but... Oh. Alright, well. That was really good. Yeah. Steal land. Who knows? Alright, we have a chance. If we get a lot of hits on... Ow. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and concede. Alright, well, we didn't quite get there. We had some unlucky draw there a little bit as well, but that's okay. Let's jump into another game. I do really think this deck could be a lot of fun. It's going to be a little bit tough. Board wipe spells are a pain. Yeah, 100%. Which is, I mean, I think just the nature of being in an Elves deck, that's always going to be the case. But this is obviously a jank deck that we're putting on the ladder, so it's probably going to hit even harder. But that's okay. We are just trying some stuff out, just having some fun. Unfortunately, can't keep this. If we had a Llanowar Elf, I would actually consider it. In place of maybe like this Mirror March or even this, probably the Genesis Ultimatum, but just can't keep something like that. Yeah. Let's put you back, actually. I think we want the Terror of the Peaks here as an option. Incubation Druid into Marwyn seems pretty decent. If not, maybe a bit slow, but we'll see. Actually, really happy to draw an extra Incubation Druid. We need the ramp and the fixing, so. Fine with that. Would love to draw just a straight up land this turn. Quality issue. Quirkspine, are you just talking about the stream itself? If so, then yes, I am aware. My computer is not built for streaming, as I have been testing. I've been learning quite a bit, most of which is all pointing to the fact that I just need a new computer that can hardware-wise handle everything, because unfortunately it's not. All right, well, we're going to be facing some really good stuff. We'll throw Marwyn out. Chances are this dies, but that's fine. So yeah, I do apologize for the issues there, but hopefully it's not too bad. I'm actually not going to overcommit here, given that we know they've got plenty of removal and things like that. The setup that I just got, just rigged together today. Nice.
Let's skip to the good part.
Okay. That's pretty good. Let's see. I think we do this. Again, trying not to overcommit too much. But we do need to get this thing. We cannot win with a Hero of Dominaria on the field. That's just way too frustrating to deal with. Wow. Yeah. That's very good. Let's do this, actually. I don't love this line because we don't get double the triggers off of this, but this spreads things out a little bit more, which is probably for the best, because we do need to get some damage in. Using Cast Receiver on my phone to pull from the Chromebook and using Streamlabs mobile app to stream to Twitch. Interesting. That is a heck of a setup. Heck of a rigged together setup, maybe I should say, but hey, that's cool. Counter. No. So what do we think? Settle, perhaps? I don't know how much I like any of this. I think we do this. Yeah, we're gonna take some hits here, but this does mean they get to choose which to save here, and if they've got any, I mean, they could have Settle the Wreckage, which would wreck us, no pun intended. But, you know, it is what it is. We would get a lot of land out of the deal, which could help us with Terror of the Peaks. Ah. Okay, well, that was a very good play. Sure.
I won't let you win.
Well, that was very good. Very smart of them. It worked, but the quality wasn't. I had to keep recasting to fix it. Yeah, I feel you. I am glad we spread the damage out, though, and went with this play last time.
This looks like a fun new toy.
Chances are we were just gonna not make it here, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll see what happens. This doesn't kill either of them, which is a problem, but we couldn't... I guess we could have killed Lily no matter what, potentially. Ah. Nope. Alright, we're pretty far behind here. I'm gonna go ahead and... It's fine, it's fine. We are playing jank, so we expect some amount of this. But we may need to consider kind of playing around with the deck a little bit, which is perfectly fine. I think, you know, that's part of it. So that's cool. All right. Let's jump into it. Sorry, I ordered something from Amazon and I have no idea what it was. And it just was like, hey, you ordered something from Amazon. I have no clue what it was that I ordered. This seems like a pretty good starting hand, though. I like this. We've got Llanowar Elf into Imperious Perfect, potentially. And then Elvish Visionary to help draw. So I can't be too upset by this. We've also got all colors of mana, which, granted, we need a lot to make most of this good, but hopefully we can make that work. Well, gonna guess we've got removal coming our way, which is fine. All right. Let's see how it goes. Black, red, huh? Wow. I'm kind of with it, but like, dang. Let's Visionary. Okay. Okay. I assume they're gonna sack it to draw two. Sure. Makes sense. Yep. Well, now we're at the mercy of the top deck, unfortunately. And that tends to happen with this, so that's fine. Let's get rid of one of you. Sure. I'm actually perfectly happy to get rid of this here. It does mean Kroxa is more viable now, but... There we go. So if this lives... Oh. Yeah, if this lives, though, we do actually get a Mirror March down next turn. No blocks, obviously. Genesis Ultimatum, huh? Alright, well, again, if we can get a creature off the top, there's a shot here. Chances are it's not going to happen, but hey, we're optimistic. Yep, didn't happen. We do have a blocker now, at least, which is, you know, something. We'll see. Starting to think this deck is bad, which is fine. It's not like we didn't know that already, but... Should technically tap it for green, that's why I did, but realistically we're not going to do anything with it. Yep. If we had like an extra blue here, any blue land would be a very live draw with this Genesis Ultimatum. Obviously Kroxa kind of fixes that, but... Alright. Well, hold on. There it is. We did it, guys. Well, that's the whole point of the deck. Yeah, there we go. That's all it took. Oh, man. I love decks that just do stupid stuff out of nowhere. This certainly qualifies. That was ridiculous. I did think about doing a Mirror March Anointed Procession with this, and kind of ramping into that somehow. I still kind of want to play with that. Let's try something. Let's just try some stuff. So, going historic. Let's go Terror. Let's go Anointed Procession. Let's go... We need Cultivates. Probably Roiling Regrowth. And like Explore, maybe? Actually, hold on now. I don't remember this one. So we kind of want more creatures. That really helps a lot in this deck. Let's see. I just want to play around with some different ideas, so that's what we're going to try and do. Let's name this JDC Week 4 V2. Okay, so we need Mirror March. Transmogrification, that's not a bad idea. It's really not a bad idea. Quirk Spine. So we could still put in the elf. We could put in bring in terror that way. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I do want to keep the creature count relatively high though for Mirror March, if that makes sense. Put a couple Radas in. Probably need the land count to be like 26, I'm guessing. So we need to have 58 before we add lands. This is an interesting idea. This is much more focused on just getting this stuff out, which I kind of like. The question is, do we still want like Genesis Ultimatum and like stretch it into blue? Or do we not push it that far? We could then also do like Risen Reef if we wanted to go that route. Oops. Which isn't like amazing, but with Mirror March it's quite good, and really just in general it's not bad. We just don't have like a high quality number of elementals, so let's just try some things here. And then what was the other card? Genesis Ultimatum. We're just trying. So what could we cut here? Probably only 2 of those is fine. Risen Reef really isn't that good. Could go 4 and then 2 extra lands. So that puts us up to 26. I don't know. Let's try. Let's just see what happens. We do want all of our lands essentially, like if possible, to be essentially green. Let's get rid of all these. Exile effects with Yorion could be strong. That's not a bad idea. I could see that. That does trigger the Mirror March pretty handily. So we could up the deck count there. Not a bad call. Let's do... because we do want a good number of red lands for the Rada here. White, we don't need like a ton. Especially if... let's do that maybe. There's breeding pool. Something like that, and then just the rest maybe forests. Whoops. So that puts us at 8. That's 26 lands. This is an interesting thought, right? Theoretically. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's just see what happens. I'm with you, Quirkspine. Yorion might be kind of interesting. I am intrigued. And we'll see. I may try and do that just so we can kind of up the land or the deck count as well. All right, let's try. Yeah. It's turn 2 Roiling Regrowth, which seems pretty decent, especially with Terror in the deck here. Yeah, we'll try. We do need to keep an eye on the number of like basic lands that we've got here, because that is going to be pretty important. Okay. I'm going to do this now. Excuse me, before they can counter. And maybe because of Roiling Regrowth, it's actually better to swap out some of these shocklands for some basics. We'll see. That could very easily be a good way to go. Potentially should have played the Stomping Ground, and then we would have potentially gotten like an extra red source. We could have then played Terror, but we'll see. Kind of just trying to get to the Mirror March at this point. And then drop a Terror, potentially. Sure. They will 100% be burying us in card advantage this game. So our chance here, I think, is just to ramp as much as possible. Sure. So we drop that. No attacks. Gonna take a big hit here. This is classic mono blue. We've seen this deck actually in standard, and I mean, this was it. But it's a very good deck, absolutely. All right. Yorion would give us just a little bit extra to do Quirk Spine, so I'm kind of in for that. Like in this instance, we could have always just brought it into our hand and then had a flyer available at some point here to drop out here. But we'll see. We will see. Cultivate. I mean, we do play Cultivate. And again, this is just more reason to put different color basic lands in our deck, so that might have been a bit of a mistake. But that's okay. We're trying. That was let's do this. Put one of them out there. I think we're just gonna die here, so I'm gonna go ahead and concede. Let's go ahead and make a couple changes really quick. We won't be on too long today because this is just kind of during my lunch break. But you know, we might go 45 minutes, hour, something like that. Okay, so I kind of like the Yorion idea, Quirk Spine. I think we're gonna try that. Let's up some things. Let's see what we've got. All right, Yorion. Yes. All right. Now that we have that, what do we want? We definitely need more basic lands. Let's get 2, maybe? I kind of just want 2 of each-ish. How many lands does that put us to? 32. We definitely want more than that. But we can actually just up counts here of these. So Rootbound Crag, we got plenty. Let's do 2 there, 2 there. What's our land count then? Oh, did we freeze? Oh yeah, no. I always misclick that. Save. Yes, I know. That's fine. All right, jump back in. Let's do this. Okay, that's 38. That should be more, potentially more than enough, but probably right at what we need. You didn't pick the Brushwag, so at the league, the Luck Charm didn't work. Hello anyway. Don, I'm sorry, man. I didn't pick it. Turn 1 Signet. Hey, dude, guys, what's up? I know I didn't pick it, but I had already kind of played around with Terror of the Peaks and just gotten such a fun idea that I had to try it. So here's another idea, is to add a little bit of life gain into this. I don't think it's going to matter too much, though, against the deck that we are up against, so I don't really love that idea. Maybe it's Incubation Druid. Whoops, I can't spell. So we can get 4 of those in there. That, again, just kind of helps get to where we need to be and fix us, which seems pretty good. I do want kind of everything in our deck to be permanent based, except for maybe these cultivates, just so Genesis Ultimatum doesn't, you know, fail to find for whatever reason. I did not mean to do that. All right, there we go. Whoops, there. Okay, so what else can we do here? We could do Kinreth. Kinreth is actually pretty good for just any circumstance, really. And we do ramp quite fast, so like a 2 of Kinrith maybe could be kind of fun. And again, we're just trying stuff, so we'll see how this all works out. We could just throw in a couple of explorers and like really go for the ramp. Or we could do 2 Radas. Or even escape. Or Uro. Man, lots of options here. Maybe we go Uro. Jade Light could be good for the deck. Quirkspine, the reason I'm not as focused on 2-drops here is because while this is a Yorion deck, and generally you're correct, we should probably have more, we're ramping pretty hard on 3, so we're kind of, the goal is to kind of skip over, jump to 3, and then jump to 5. That's not very consistent in a Yorion deck, I know that, but we're gonna try. Let's look at Jade Light. Explores twice. Flick on your hand if it's a land, otherwise put a 1/1 counter on it. That's not a bad idea. I don't really like the Uro in this deck, to be honest. I do, but the mana cost wise, I don't like it. So maybe we try Jade Light. I kind of like this. I don't know. Let's try. We'll jump into a game and let's see what happens. Charming Prince. Charming Prince could be good. There's a lot of potential options for a Yorion deck, obviously, but we'll start with this. We'll see how it goes. Keep suggestions coming, though, if you've got some, because I would like to hear them. I'm trying to keep the base pretty green, though, which is why I'm kind of focusing on those over a lot of other options. All right, this is very slow, but let's just try it. Again, this is for the sake of science. We're trying stuff out. Okay. Okay, seriously? There. That was way harder than it needed to be. All right, let's do this. Let's get you. And let's get... Actually got quite a bit of green here. Let's get red. It should have been blue, I guess, but that's okay. Probably should have been blue just so we could have gotten multiples out here. And essentially had everything that we needed for like Genesis, but that's okay. All right, so we can play land. I think we just play Kenrith. This is just kind of a must answer. Kenrith also doesn't work well with things like Mirror March, which we're hoping to get later, so... Rada. I always think of, oh, Chowder. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Let's attack in. Let's play Rada. If there's a land on top, we can then get that one out. Okay. Not the case. Let's do this. Let's sacrifice here, and let's actually get 2 islands. Terror of the Peaks coming down next turn. That's pretty good. This deck is really fun. Oh, well, that sucks. Ooh. Don't really need that. Probably don't need that. I mean, we play this out there. We have to. I hate your laptop. Why do you hate your laptop? Play the land off the top. We'll put a counter on Rada just because we can. Crash from Open Gather to look for recommendations for the deck. Oh, well, I really appreciate you doing that at least. But I hate that your computer crashed. That really sucks. Blake Survivor, I saw that you rated us with like a party of 1, but I really appreciate it. All right. Oh. Okay. That's fine. Genesis Ultimatum. Yeah, do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enters tapped, I think. All right. If we get a good flip, there's a world where we can do this. This is not what we were hoping to get the flips on, but hey, we're here. We can't do that. Yeah. I mean, they do have to block it. This is such a silly deck. Has no business being here, but hey, we're here. Let's see. Sorry, Proxy the Goat, better known to most of you guys as Alex, was texting me. We're talking about getting new moderators, just a heads up. So if you are in our Discord, we will be releasing an application, I believe, either today or tomorrow, potentially, that you can check out and fill out. And then I think we're picking 2-ish. We don't know for sure, but we're kind of leaning that way. That was very good, by the way, on the opponent's end. That's fine, though. Nice. Very smart. Okay. That's not very exciting. We're doing this just because. We're actually going to keep the token just because. I realized there wasn't going to be that many people watching. That's okay. We're slow to grow, and that's totally fine. We actually get to keep these. Got about 4 Magic games in. Nice. Potentially not the best call, by the way, to do what we just did, because now we lose, but that's okay. All right. Should have kept the actual Yorion so we had a blocker, but I was thinking, let's just have some fun. Well, we got closer that time. Worth noting. We'll do maybe 1 or 2 more, and then we'll probably call it a day. I do kind of like this Yorion version better, Corkspine, so I do appreciate the heads up there and the suggestion. So let's give it 1 more shot, 1 or 2. Appreciate all you guys hanging out, by the way. Means a lot. It's always great to see you guys hanging out. A lot of you are regulars here, obviously, which is awesome. Our follower count's been slowly ticking up, though, which is a really great sign, and I certainly hope that we can continue that trend. So feel free, if you've got friends that watch stuff on Twitch. I don't really like asking because it feels like pandering, but if you would like to, please feel free to suggest the channel. We'd certainly appreciate it, of course, but please don't feel pressured. That's just a huge ask, of course. Looks like a Yorion deck as well. So here we can get Anointed Procession down. Hornet Queen is a very good option, Signet. Wow. Did not think about Hornet Queen. I really like that. I think we would do that in place of Kenrith, potentially. That seems really good. We're going to go ahead and do this here. We'll get a white and a red. This just gives us mana for both Anointed Procession and Terror. Hornet Queen. Look at you being clever. That's awesome. Yeah, we will 100% do that. Okay. Alright, so here's my thing. I can just throw this out there, which is pretty good. Or we could not do that and instead like just play Anointed Procession, hoping to get like Mirror March out next turn and then go crazy. And I kind of like that play better. Yeah, let's have fun. We're here to have fun, guys. We're not here to be good. This is all the jank deck competition is all about doing silly stuff. It's not about making the best deck. That's no fun. Though Hornet Queen is definitely going in this deck. Oh, mean. Okay. I assume... Actually, don't... I might have actually hit the Mirror March there. I guess they're more worried about that. I guess that makes sense, but like... I don't know. Okay. No, I think we need to Terror here. Okay. Let's hit this. Get that out of there. And we'll swing for 5. Alright. We were kind of just banking on getting a few tokens. We only got 1, but that's fine. Got 2 cards in hand. Oh, they can return. Oh, I see. Duh, of course. Gotta go. If you're still streaming when I get back, I'll join. Signet, I appreciate it, buddy. It's great to see you. Have a fantastic day. Probably won't be back on for too long, but certainly appreciate you hanging out. Have a fantastic afternoon wherever you happen to be. This deck is really good, by the way. Super cool. All right. If we can get a land, we can do Jade Light and... Oh. No, can't quite do that. What's Jade Light? Graveyard. Good. Okay, well, now we can, I suppose. Yay. Alright, well, we're definitely going to be dying soon. Because they just get to bounce everything. Yeah. Sure. So we have to get really lucky off of... yeah, that didn't happen. Can't do that. Well, we can do this, but that's not very good. I mean, we just die. Yeah, I definitely... We're definitely dead there. So let's do one more quick change, and then we'll do our last game. Don't like Kenrith in the deck. Definitely want to swap that out for the Hornet Queen in particular. I think that's a much better option. We'll see. Hornet Queen's just super sweet with this deck, I think. I like this version 2 better, though, I will say. Let's get you out of there. Do we want to get... I kind of want to get some extras in here. All right. Sure. All right. Last game, guys. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully we can at least get 1 win. I don't think we've gotten 1 win this whole time, which makes sense, but, you know, that's fine. Thank you guys again for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. The Anointed Procession, by the way, is very ambitious. This isn't amazing, but it's, like, fine. Yep. Ooh, Massacre Worm. Okay, well, they are definitely going to be reanimating that. Double Cultivate's not bad. Oops. Let's get red. Let's get white. Let's just get all the colors. What do we want first? Let's put white out. All right. Well, let's see what happens. Don't have high hopes here, but that's cool. Yep. That's fine. Cultivate again. What do we need? We need another blue, and I think we need another red. So let's do both of those. We get red out. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. I mean, sure, I suppose. Well, why not? Chances are it's like potentially better to be able to block that, but like, who cares? Yep. This is 100% Reanimator, Massacre Worm, super good. Very, very good deck. But they might be struggling a bit on mana here. I mean, not anymore, but I think they might have been. Sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite because of the white here. So if we had put the red out instead of the white, we could have Genesis ultimatumed. Oh, that kind of sucks. We do get to... I mean, we play Mirror March here. I'm actually not going to attack. We'll see. Sure. Ooh, Drachma. Excuse me, not Drachma. Dracuseth. Yep. You got it. Still have hope, actually. Need the red. Alright. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Oh. Well, that's pretty good. Alright, we are gonna peg this. Peg this. We'll keep it on top. That's fine. Alright. I think we did it, everybody. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. This was the goal the whole time. It finally worked. We did it! Yeah, go us. Alright, well that was really sweet. Oh, okay, wait, no, I'm sorry. We won 2, because we did the same thing roughly with another one. We got like tons of tears. Okay, sweet, we did it. We got a win. And I like this deck. I do think this is kind of the deck I want to build with. We'll see, but I do think that this is going to be pretty potent against what Alex is going to do, especially if his is relatively low in interaction, which it may not be, but we're going to try. So I have high hopes. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me for the day. Hopefully you had a good time. I appreciate the suggestions. Oh, nice. Appreciate the suggestions in building as well. It's been, oh, the crab. It's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you very, very soon for the actual JDC game. Don't know when that's going to happen, but I'll keep you posted. Please make sure, again, we've got our Zendikar Rising Commander giveaway finishing up next week. If you'd like, please make sure to enter that.